Hola, hola, buenos días, buenas tardes o buenas noches. Bienvenidos a la Escuelita de Español. Welcome. It's often said that when people can't think of good conversation topics, they would use what is considered the oldest strategy in the book and talk about what we will discuss today. It's the ultimate icebreaker, the smallest of the small talk. Can you guess what it was? The weather. The weather is something that everyone knows about and everyone has an opinion on, which makes it a great conversation topic when you're first learning Spanish. So let's get to it. In Spanish, el tiempo and el clima are two common ways to refer to the weather. El tiempo, el clima. So we will first learn how to ask what the weather is like. To do this, we may use two simple questions. Repeat after me. ¿Qué tiempo hace? ¿Qué tiempo hace? ¿Qué tiempo hace means how's the weather? And the second question is, ¿cómo está el clima? ¿Cómo está el clima? What's the weather like? Repeat it with me. ¿Cómo está el clima? There are many ways in which we can talk or describe the weather. Let's look at three main categories for weather-related expressions. We will look at times when the weather does. For some weather phrases, you are going to find yourself using the verb hacer. Hacer, which means to do or to make. It's used to describe what the weather does. For example, if you want to say it's hot, in Spanish, using the verb hacer, we say hace calor. Hace calor. Remember here, the verb hacer is already conjugated. So we don't say hacer calor. We say hace calor. Hace calor means it's hot. If it's cold, you could say hace frío. Say that with me. Hace frío. Awesome. And remember also, we do not pronounce H in Spanish. Hace calor or hace frío. Sometimes you can also sum it all up with something like this. If you were to ask or be asked, ¿qué tiempo hace? You could say, hace buen tiempo. Hace buen tiempo. This means the weather is nice. You're not specifying how nice, you're just simply saying it's nice. Hace buen tiempo. If you want to say the weather is bad, you could say hace mal tiempo. So while buen means nice, mal means bad. Hace buen tiempo y hace mal tiempo. Let's now look at times when the weather is. For this weather condition, we need to use the verb estar. Estar, which you might remember means to be, and is used to talk about a non-permanent state. For example, let's say it's cloudy. It's cloudy. That's a non-permanent state. So in Spanish, we say está nublado. Nublado means cloudy. Está nublado. So whenever you see the sky is gray, you see está nublado. Está nublado. Now, if the sun is out and we have a good weather, you could say está soleado. Está soleado. It's sunny. When it's windy, we say está ventoso. Está ventoso. If it's rainy, you could say está lluvioso. Está lluvioso. So let's repeat those so that you can practice on your pronunciation. Está nublado. Está nublado. Está soleado. Está soleado. Está ventoso. Está ventoso. Está lluvioso. Está lluvioso. Great job. Now, let's look at times when there is some weather. So lastly, there are times we'll use the verb form I to indicate that there is some kind of weather. Remember, I means there is or there are. But since we're referring to the weather, we use there is, which means I in Spanish. So if it's windy, which literally means there is wind, we say hay viento. To say there is wind, it's windy, we say hay viento. Hay viento. And to say it's foggy or there is fog, we say hay niebla. Hay niebla. Great. So remember, if you want to say or to express that there is wind, you say hay viento. If you want to express there is fog, you say hay niebla. So remember, hace is usually used to describe general feel of the weather, like if it's warm or cold or windy. Hay and está are generally more specific. So you could say hace sol. Hace sol. Hace frío. Hace frío. Hace calor. Hace calor. Hace buen tiempo. Hace buen tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. So those were a few examples of how to express the general feel of the weather. Let's look at how to express with hay and está the more specific. Hay sol. Hay sol. Hay tormenta. Tormenta means storm. Hay tormenta. Hay nieve. Hay nieve. Hay viento. Hay viento. Hay niebla. Hay niebla. Niebla is when it's foggy. Now let's look at está. Using está. Está soleado. Está soleado. Está nublado. Está nublado. Está lloviendo. Está lloviendo. If it's snowing, you could say está nevando. Está nevando. Great job pronouncing, guys. Well, it was fun hanging out with you guys today, but this is where we have to say adios. Muchas gracias, many thanks for spending this time learning with me here on La Escuelita de Español. Until next time, yo soy Lorraine. Adios. Bye.